What up, y'all? It's your man, ES the Herman Star, back again with another video. And I'm doing the Happy Easter reading for the sign of Libra. So if you have Libra on your chart, sun, moon, or rising, anywhere in your planets, this is for you. So, Happy Easter. You know, this is not, trying to convert you into any type of religion. Not at all. Shout out to Uncle John. If anyone who is aware of Uncle John, I know you got good music taste, but I'm just doing these readings because it happens to be Easter Sunday. It happens to be 420 as well, so if that's your thing, shout out to you. That ain't my thing, but shout out to you still, and yeah, so you're going to get a read today. Per usual, the tarot. We start with the tarot, and then we'll get into the oracle right at the end. If you would like that personal read, you're able to book that with me by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. I would not reach out to you. You reach out to me. So if anyone is claiming to be me reaching out to you, it is a scammer. All right. Let's go. We start with the 10 of Swords in reverse. So, this is an inevitable end to something. The ending to something, essentially, right? Which is good, but it's going to be a painful ending. Now, you're not going to get stabbed up like this king here, and this is actually the king that ends up getting assassinated. Let's just put it that way. But nah. Yeah, the king from the tarot. Yeah, that's him. Dead. But anyways, not to go over the history of the tarot cards and the people on the cards. This is a painful ending to something, like I was saying. And I feel like there's going to be like a mixture of emotions here where part of you is going to try to be motivated to move forward with this. I think this is like a loss of a job. I'm no fortune teller, but I feel as though it's like a loss of an income, maybe loss of some type of fortune from what I'm seeing. And you're gonna have to try to pick yourself back up. It feels as though you really have to be in the mode of picking yourself back up from this situation here. It's not going to be easy, but it's very much doable. And the thing had to end for your betterment. From what I'm seeing here, like this is not some situation where you're being cursed by the universe, God, whoever, but it just needed to end because you weren't going to end it yourself. You weren't going to use your God-given discernment to end the situation here, whatever this is. Like I said, I think it's like an end of a possible job, and a stripping of fortunes of things that people would not want to lose, especially today, as times are rough. But it's not impossible again for you to pick yourself back up. It just really depends on your mindset and how that navigates your actions going forward. Your next card is the Moon in reverse. So after painful endings, usually does come some signs of frustration, but this is also the card of misinterpretation. So I'm going to say your frustration is valid. And I apologize for, if the card is kind of hard to see, or the cards are kind of hard to see because of the glare. But as I was stating, your frustration is valid. All your emotions are valid, really. But I think that you're kind of, again, this is, someone who is like, after something has ended that they didn't want to end, they're like, my life is ruined. And your life isn't ruined. It's not. It's not the end of your life here. You have some cards that show that if you maneuver this behavior in the right way and fight against this negative mindset, you can build yourself back up once again. But yeah, there's going to be a level of frustration here that comes from, again, that painful ending of just, I'm going to keep saying it, like maybe a fortune. You had something and you end up losing it, but not for long. Your next card is the Nine of Cups in reverse. This is someone who is materialistic, someone who is, I was about to say, angry, but that's not the meaning of this. It's arrogance, but I wanted to say angry, but that's coming to mind right now. So anger, probably, especially with that moon in reverse. Frustration, anger, same thing, really. But also someone who is very much shallow. And when you look at this clearly, and then the two cards that proceeded, again starting with that Ten of Swords in reverse, you clearly see why things had to end the way that they ended. It sucks, but with a arrogant mindset, if you are that arrogant to the point where you feel as though there's nothing wrong with someone who is as materialistic as you probably have been, and again, if it applies, it applies. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Don't comment on here lying to me, because essentially that's lying to yourself. Now, you don't have to tell me in the comment section. You don't even have to comment. It's greatly appreciated. But you got to be honest with yourself. So whether you comment that or you keep the comment to yourself, you got to be honest with yourself about this situation here. Don't just say it's not you because who wants to admit to this, souls having a human experience. We're gonna be flawed. We're gonna have sides to ourselves that aren't the best. We're gonna have moments when we are not our best. It's okay. But lying to yourself is not how you prevent those moments from ever happening ever again. So there is that. You still have 4 more cards to go, so we'll continue. The Page of Swords. This is someone who is very vigilant, can be restless energy as well, but I think that this burst of energy, this burst of, vigilance, alertness is good, because again, it catapults action. It catapults action of, okay, I want to get out of this situation, or I want to get back what I once had. So this is the beginning of things getting better, like I said, or the beginning of you building yourself back up, like I said, is a possibility here, and it comes right before the Strength card. Having that compassion, that courage, that strength, that assertiveness to continue moving forward. This is definitely the right attitude you should have. Right after, losing something that you want to gain back. And it's, cool that you want to gain back the material loss that you may have lost, or whatever, fortune, finances, job, even, if that is the case. I would say just keep the mindset in check of, being too arrogant about it, right? Maybe it's a situation where, the universe was trying to teach you a lesson on arrogance, on you should appreciate the blessings that you have and not be arrogant about it, because it can all be taken away from you. And I see again that you're working toward getting that stuff back, but if you don't continue to learn that lesson, which, you know, I have confidence that you do, because the Ten of Swords in reverse is also the card of lessons being learned, where, you know, you understand that something had to end, something had to happen, something bad in quotation marks had to happen in order for you to learn the lesson. And now that you've learned the lesson, let's hope you don't repeat said action that landed you in this mess in the first place. Your next card is the Ace of Cups here. So this is love, compassion. Like I said, that you know, this is yet another card that shows that you are on your way back up. You have a new love, I guess, for just the things that you have lost. What was taken away from you, you now have this new love and appreciation for. And you know, it's like you telling yourself, when I get this back, I'm not going to take this for granted anymore. You know, let's use the example of money. It could be you or whatever. This could exactly be you, but like the example of money, where, you know, someone who doesn't necessarily spend responsibly, and they end up losing their money, getting into debt, or just, you know, losing all of the money that they've made or were saving, whatever the case is. Well, it's not the end of the world unless they decide it's the end of the world and the end of their life. Then by all means, that's what happens. But if you have this attitude, again, if you tap back into that Page of Swords and you're like, nah, F that. I'm not going to sit around and cry. I'm going to do something about it. I am going to do something about it so I can get back, you know, what I've lost. And again, have the strength in yourself, have the courage to be able to go forward and say, okay, I'm starting from ground zero again, on rock bottom, or whatever metaphor or simile you want, right? I'm starting from that again. But I believe in myself. I believe that I can get back what I've lost. So again, like I said, like, it starts off pretty grim, but as long as you tap into the right energy, the right mindset, which would or should catapult you with the right actions, you know, you're going to get back to what you lost. And again, having a different appreciation and mindset about that situation there. All right. Your last card, though, is the Four of Cups. So I want you to be mindful of this energy here, where, because I feel as though when you're in this energy in regards to this situation, this is somebody who, again, prior to this, was doing the work to get back to where they were before. But it may be hard, it may be difficult, and this is someone who is kind of on the verge of giving up. I feel like in a situation here, when this shows up, this is someone who is kind of on the verge, and a lot of situations, to be honest with you, it's like you're kind of on the verge of giving up, but you're very close. You're close. You're closer than you think to getting what you once lost. I know it's hard. I know it seems as though you're far away. It seems as though you set yourself back 100 yards, 100 steps, whatever the case is. But, you know, you're closer than you think. So it's just being very much mindful of, you know, okay, I got to keep going. I'm tired, maybe. You know, I need a rest when I need the rest, and that's fine. If you need to sit down and rest, and, you know, that's fine. But get back up. And get back up. If you want to get back to to how things were prior to you losing your fortune, right? You have to put in the work. You have to do the thing that you did to even get it in the first place. if it wasn't like inherited, like just given to you. And if that is the case, then, well, you've learned a valuable lesson in working toward what you need to, what you have. Or you can sit around and hope that people are going to give things to you. Anyways, that is the tarot for you, Libra. We're going to get into the oracle right now. But before I choose an oracle card, I would like to remind you to please hit that like, share, comment, and subscribe if you are not subscribed as well. If you would like that personal read, once again, you are able to book that with me by sending me an email. I will not reach out to you, you reach out to me. So, your oracle card is be here now. Pretty much be in the present. Practice mindfulness. I'm gonna read that again. Practice mindfulness to be present in the moment and gain insight. So, while you're out here sitting under trees, literally or figuratively speaking, practice being in the moment. You know, don't just sit and talk about, contemplate whether the work that you've been doing prior to this moment is worth it. Think about the now. Think about just your emotions, how you're feeling, the work you're doing, why you're doing it. You know, always go back to your why. You know, I feel as though why, you learn a lot from that question. Just why. Simple word. But you can unlock a whole lot of answers within yourself, and when you ask people, if they're honest, of course, and if you're honest with yourself, you can learn a whole lot by asking why. That's just, you know, a little tangent there, kind of. But yeah, this has been your tarot read, or your Happy Easter read. Like I said, whether you celebrate or not, I'm going to put that in the title. You feel however you want to feel about it. Let me know in the comment section how you feel. How about that? Anyways, you can also let me know how you feel about this video by leaving a thumbs up, commenting, like I said, sharing, and subscribing if you are not subscribed. If you're interested in a personal read, once again, shoot me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. I will not reach out to you, you reach out to me. So if there's anyone pretending to be me, reaching out to you, offering you reads, offering you anything else, it is a lie. I only do reads, and I will not reach out to you. All right? I want to thank you for trusting me, for being your intuitive reader for today, or at least one of your intuitive readers for today. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, until next video, y'all take care out there. Peace.